So definitely there will be impacts. I thought to debunk one myth is that a lot of PMEs say, I cannot be union member. We have both domain expertise and at the same time AI fluency.
Welcome to Walking the Ground, a podcast series where we talk about the issues, but more importantly, the stories behind the labour movement. Today we have Assistant Secretary General Patrick Tay. ASG, would you like to give a quick introduction?
Hi, I'm Patrick Tay, Assistant Secretary General NTUC. I also head up the legal and strategy departments and is the Executive Secretary of UE, one of our major unions looking at the manufacturing, in particular the electronics sector.
For someone like you, I think you walk the ground quite a bit. And I think amongst like the PMEs, right, there's this, like what you mentioned, a general sensing of like fear or AI is coming, what do we do about it? Do you think it's more challenging for PMEs in this AI-enabled world right now?
Definitely, depending on which generation you are, whether X, Y, Z or A.
Okay.
But more importantly, I think of course they are the digital natives, but interestingly, there are a few observations.
Okay.
If you speak to employers, for example, they'll tell you with Gen AI, I think I better do a serious review on whether I need more manpower, or do you think some of these middle office, back office, more of the routine stuff can be best sourced to Gen AI to do. So I think that's the employer point of view. So that's why you notice the hiring sentiments in Singapore has been a bit soft because companies are getting a bit more cautious across all sectors, not just in some sectors. And I think that emanates from the fact that Gen AI is coming really hard and fast across all sectors. But it's uneven. So some sectors use sectors which are a bit more digitalized or have been always been in the digital space tend to leverage on Gen AI much more faster, further, deeper than some other sectors, I would say. For example, like financial sector, very ahead in this space, vis-a-vis manufacturing. I look after electronics. I've been visiting the factories and the plants. My sense is that they are still, it's more of robotization, automation, sensors.
I see.
So the word Gen AI is a bit stretched.
Got it.
But I think they are also trying to see how it can play a part in melding everything together.
Got it.
Yeah. So moving ahead, I think that's the lay of the land with Gen AI. In the next 12, 18 months, employers are a bit more cautious, a bit more selective about hiring and expanding. But at the same time also we see a lot of creation of new opportunities and jobs that we never thought before. Especially those who are very we have both domain expertise and at the same time AI fluency. I thought with this both with the many years of experience at the same time with AI fluency, I think you put them in good stead to be able to really be a value add in whatever organization they are in. So I think yes, worried because it's coming hard and fast. It's like a treadmill. But at the same time also good because there are new opportunities. But if you are able to ride the wave of change and keep a pace with the treadmill speed, I think we'll be able to power forward and ahead.
And I guess this applies to, you mentioned a few generations, right? Whichever generation are from, that kind of framework applies.
Yes, I would think so. I mean, of course, the younger ones are much more digitally native than the others. But you'll be surprised. In fact, when we did some dipstick surveys, it's the younger ones and the not so young ones are the ones that are quite into this, and the awareness level is very high. But when it comes to action, I mean, that's where NTUC and the labour movement needs to really work with our tripartite partners to do more to get everyone on board, because awareness is one thing,
correct,
but the action and the getting yourself equipped and ready is
I mean, since we're on that, so what is NTUC, like what you mentioned, what is NTUC doing, be it together with the tripartite partners or not?
I think key thing is we just launched the AI Ready SG. I think that's one big program to support our workers to embrace this whole wave of Gen AI change and equip them with the necessary digital skills. We have always been in that journey. This time, now with added subsidy with our Gen AI tools. So I think that's going to be a big boon for many of our workers, particularly our union members. And the other one is, of course, our big drive towards forming the Tripartite Jobs Council. I think we have just announced it during May Day, and I think that will help ensure better skilled workers that can take on some of these better jobs. At the same time, we try to minimize the mismatch and get them a better match.
Right. You know, so in this age of AI, I asked about PMEs just now. Do you think they are, what's their representation level? Do you think, they are...
Actually, we convened a PME task force jointly between NTUC and SNEF a couple of years back. I think only one key takeaway, or should I say a couple of key takeaways from that PME task force deck recommendations. One of which is that we also realized many PMEs were concerned about employment, employability, and job security.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that came out quite a bit at all levels of hierarchy and at all ages. And then we had the Every Worker Matters conversation. Also immediately after the PME task force, and it came back up again that job security and career progression, all this our workers value very much, and particularly the PMEs, i.e. the professionals, managers, executives. So moving ahead, I think we have. The laws are ready. We have pushed quite a number of changes in the laws from the Employment Act, Industrial Relations Act, and I think now we need to work together in partnership, not just NTUC and Labour Movement alone, but with our tripartite partners. Hopefully, to bring in more PMEs into the fold. Because today, as we are talking, if you look at PMEs, it's about 45% of our resident workforce.
It is. Yeah.
If we add the T, it's about 65%. So it's actually quite a majority of our workforce. So there's a need to ensure that NTUC continues to stay relevant and representative, and therefore the need to better protect PMEs and look after them. Because as you look at the last 2 years of labour market reports and all the news that are popping up, interestingly, more PMEs are affected than the traditional rank and file blue-collar workers. So therefore, there's a need for them to be better represented, and therefore we are on full throttle. So if you are PME out there, be part. For a start, be a union member, and
the sign-up link is below.
And of course, we hope even companies can come forward and partner us as we roll out some of the things that we shared in the Tripartite Job Council, but also company training committees and many initiatives for the betterment and for the better lives and livelihoods of our PMEs.
For the PMEs.
And I thought to debunk one myth is that a lot of PMEs say, I cannot be union member because I'm a PME. I think I wanted to debunk this myth. I've been trying to, and there are still PMEs who think that I can't be represented by a union. I think there are rules. So maybe you can use the Gen AI tool to double confirm your own belief and whether you can be represented by a union. Do check with your Gen AI tool to double confirm that, but at the same time also that there's a difference between membership and representation. So everybody can, as long as you're in an employment relationship, you can be a union member, NTUC member, except for some excluded categories like uniform services. But otherwise, when it comes to representation, actually the laws allow us to represent, if not collectively, at the individual level. And even if not collectively or individual, there are actually mechanisms that we have introduced within the labour movement, like our legal assistance panel, our TADM, and various other support measures to walk the journey with our PMEs if they face any issues in the workplace or at work.
So to sum it up, to round up, and you can jump in to correct me if I'm wrong, right? So basically, if you're a PME anywhere, you can approach us and we'll tell you how and to what degree you can be represented, correct? And there's the legal assistance panel, there's TADM, there's so many tools that we can sort of advise them and guide them on. Got it. So PMEs, sign up link is below. You yourself, you are a trained lawyer, and you are the director of legal services here in NTUC. And I think in the law industry, I've been reading online, is probably one of the ones that will probably get impacted. So what do you think about it?
Definitely. In fact, I just spoke recently at the APAC Legal Congress, on this similar point on how Gen AI will impact not just practicing lawyers, but also the in-house counsels and corporate counsels. So definitely there will be impacts. But what I'm seeing on the ground is that at the end of the day, there will be impacts, but it's how the legal fraternity or the young lawyers use the tools to their advantage and sort of use that as a value add.
I see.
Rather than trying to destroy their own value. I think a lot of the senior partners tell me that Gen AI can do a lot of basic research.
I see.
And can churn grammar correct
Yeah.
opinions and extensive templates in various areas or practices. But I think there are a few key things that AI can't replace. I think one key thing is the young lawyer needs to be able to be very astute when they see a piece or something that's generated, to pick up where the mistakes are, to do some fact check.
Okay.
Because there have been decided cases in Singapore courts as well as overseas where some don't do fact check and just literally plonk the whole thing in the submissions and get into trouble and get censured. So it has happened in our local courts recently.
I see.
And therefore, it's a high risk of that. So very important at all levels to do your fact check, and particularly even junior lawyers to do the fact check. And the other one is also the judgment call. At the end of the day, AI won't do the judgment. It'll tell you all the relevant facts and make a very, very balanced view. But I think it's a judgment call, knowing your client's needs and knowing the facts and circumstances to give valued advice.
The nuancing,
yes,
right?
That's
the
right.
context and everything.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask a question because I've read online that actually nowadays, if you just check, you use the Gen AI tool, right? Then you get all the information. Then we don't need lawyers really. But whatever you shared just now, kind of just counted the point.
I was worried for that too. Until, like I said, recently when we had a lot of engagements, we realized that I think it's going to be the way moving forward.
Right.
I think not just for the legal profession. In fact,
that's true.
For the bond and services sector, nowadays you can get even a financial advice using Gen AI tools. So do you need your financial advisor? I think that's a big question mark. But I think having domain expertise, knowing the facts and knowing the circumstances, or sometimes having knowledge of the ground, and giving good opinions and judgment calls will be the order of the day.
Right. So that the skill is still required.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Needed,
And I see moving ahead, Gen AI will be a very useful tool to augment the stuff that we're doing.
Right.
I think there's a lot. Of course, there are fears of job losses and how it will impact. But I think for the positive, bearing in mind Singapore has a very tight labour market, and every worker matters. Now literally, because literally, because everyone has to maximise their full potential, and now with this tool, it will help them accelerate that maximising of full potential and to really make them have multiplier effects to do more with less.
For sure. I also have a follow-up question, and I think this is really just my personal question. And because there are a few industries that are being impacted, the lawyers, accountants, and I think to an extent also maybe doctors or GPs. And are we, working to really to put it in the higher gear to represent these three areas, these three sectors?
Yes. So actually, if you have many of you who have caught Mayday Rally would have realized that we are going to different spaces from with the medical profession.
Yeah, correct.
And also with the in-house legal profession.
Yes.
And even with the accountancy profession, I think we are making inroads and forging partnerships so that we can better look after and support our PMEs in these few sectors, which, in a way will be impacted, maybe in a more bigger way than other sectors. So I think hope you'll be part of us and so that we can walk the journey with you, whether it's up or down.
We had a lot of conversations on pretty serious topic. I have just one last question to ask you. If you could swap your job with one person for one day, what would it be and why?
Yeah, I will swap a job with a cook.
Because
I like cooking. I want to pick up some skills.
Right.
The other day I was having fishball noodles at this Bedok South marketplace.
Okay.
So I grew up there since kindergarten days, and I've been eating at this same fishball noodle shop at Bedok South.
Right.
And I've been eating that. That will reveal my vintage age. more than 45 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and the uncle that owns the shop was still there. Then I took a Wi-Fi with him and posted on my socials. But I was telling myself, if I had one day to switch jobs. Maybe I want to learn how to make his fishball noodles. Because I sense when I spoke to him and kind of like chatted with him, I sense he doesn't want to share his recipe anymore. And he's gonna like end it there. I mean, he's 89. I was just found out he's 89 and he's still going strong. So I asked him, why don't you franchise or try to open outlets? He said, no, I will just start and end here, So it's a real pity lah. So the chili is a bit unique. The fishball is handmade and homemade or handmade. Right. And I thought it'd be nice. Maybe I should if I can do such a job, I can do that for one day and pick up some of the skills.
That specific Bedok store.
Yeah. It's very unique. So
So ASG, if you could have one statement to round up, the advice that you have for PME friends, what would it be? We
had a long conversation today, but I thought to sum up, I would call it the 3F for all of you to remember. The very first F is fortify. In whatever sector, trade or craft you're in, really to fortify your knowledge and to really build your domain expertise.
Okay.
So that you are best in class, and whatever you do, you're equipping yourself with the skills and knowledge in that particular domain. The second F is fluency. We talk about AI ready actually, right?
Okay.
You want not just AI ready, but you want to be AI fluent. So I think with AI fluency, then you can marry with your domain expertise and really power ahead and be, you'll have multiplier effect and will exponentially propel you forward.
Got it.
And finally, the last F, the third F is fraternity.
Fraternity.
Of course, we talked a lot about fraternity in sectors, in industry in Singapore with our tripartite partners. But for the individual, I thought very, very important to stay very close and closely network with your industry and sector and amongst your fraternity. Because it's only then that you can keep abreast of what are the in-demand skills, in-demand jobs, and really, have this close nexus so that you'll be able to learn from each other and put yourself more ready, relevant, and resilient.
Right. Wow, 3 Fs: fortify, fluency, and fraternity. Okay, we're gonna use. You heard it here first, by the way. Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you, ASG, for your sharing.
A pleasure.
And thank you for tuning in. See you guys next episode.